promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
I'm going to step off the limb now.
So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
People will return to the people, and so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You are men.
But there are two things that are true about the Clintons in this area. One, they like people who work in the dark.
Can you explain your relationship with Sid Blumenthal, Secretary Clinton?
And they like loyalty. He's been loyal to her for a long time, and they like the kind of masters of the dark arts.
Sid Blumenthal, the unofficial State Department whisperer, whom the New York Times exposed.
Amid new questions about Clinton sharing sensitive information with longtime advisor Sidney Blumenthal, who had business dealings in Libya.
Even though President Obama and his aides had banned Blumenthal, he was going around that.
He was paid $10,000 retainer from the Clinton Foundation.
Right.
Blumenthal sent various sensitive memos about Libya to Clinton's personal email.
Sidney Blumenthal had business interests in Libya, and he was lobbying his friend in the State Department. That's an obvious conflict of interest.
I have many, many old friends, and I'm going to keep talking to my old friends, whoever they are.
3-year prison sentence for a disgraced Democratic fundraiser stemming from an 18-year-old fraud conviction, but continued to raise cash for politicians as a fugitive.
I have many, many old friends.
Washington, D.C. businessman Jeffrey Thompson admitted to giving $608,000 in illegal contributions to a, quote, federal political candidate for president of the United States. That candidate was Hillary Clinton.
I have many, many old friends.
A Democratic fundraiser who supported Hillary Clinton's 2008 presidential bid has pleaded guilty to evading contribution limits and witness tampering. Was accused of funneling more than $180,000 in illegal campaign contributions.
That's just part of the give and take.
As leaders, we have a choice who we associate with and who we apparently give some kind of seal of approval to.
The United States of America is the most successful nation the world has ever known. And I think that's largely because we're the freest nation. Humans cannot reach their potential, cannot realize their dreams unless they're free.
If prosperity were easy, everybody around the world would be prosperous. If freedom were easy, everybody around the world would be free. If security were easy, everybody around the world would be secure. They are not. None of this is going to be easy. But this is the United States of America. It takes an extraordinary effort. It takes extraordinary commitment. It takes extraordinary strength. The Valley Forge wasn't easy. Going to the moon wasn't easy. Settling the West wasn't easy. We are the American people. We have seen difficulties before, and we always overcome them. This is about rolling up our sleeves. We might have some differences, but as Americans, putting our head down and getting it done.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
The United States.
This is America, Jack. We're Americans!
This is the power of suggestion.
The ultimate gala spectacle. You want to hear the truth? Yeah, I want to hear the truth. The truth is,
Its cruel symptoms can strike anyone.
That's all I'm going to say at this time.
What creates an extraordinary life is an extraordinary mindset.
Now that I got your attention,
Listen to this.
let's go!
We're now in the approach phase. Everything looking good.
The Wayne Dupree Program. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree. That's right, it's me, the News Ninja, here on War Radio. We are America Radio, and also broadcasting on the Right Side Broadcasting Network to the many, many Trump supporters that are out there and care about this country, care about what is going on in the nation, and want to fix it instead of watching it go to hell. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, especially in the Spreaker chat room, the RSBN.TV chat room, and the YouTube RSBN chat room. That there's nothing faster in this world except for that chat room. That has to be the fastest chat room of all time. I've never seen anything move that fast. As a matter of fact, I get jet lag just looking at some of those messages go up and down, but I'm glad that they are there and listening to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great night for you. In a few minutes, we're going to have Dinesh D'Souza, who is going to join us here on the show. He's going to talk about his new movie that's coming out in a couple of days, Hillary's America. And he's getting ready to, he's going to expose a whole lot of things. But see, what also needs to happen with that exposure, and I was thinking about this, is that you have to go out and you have to share this movie. Now, the movie, 13 Hours, that was supposed to be bigger than what it was. That was supposed to be way bigger than what it was. But see, what happened is we went out to go see it. And then we went home and tweeted about it and Facebooked it, and then just let it go. You have to tell your friends. You have to tell your friends. You have to tell your family. They have to go and see this movie. Take them out to dinner and trick them. I don't care. Take them out to dinner and buy them a steak. Go to Outback Steakhouse, plug, and just take them out to dinner and say, listen, we're going to see a movie. And then take them in there to see Hillary's America. And then let it happen. We have seen the how do you call it? We've seen the previews, the trailers, and it's remarkable. It's remarkable. We know Barack Obama. Well, we'll talk about this in a few minutes, but I want to introduce my co-host all the way from the Death Star in Indiana, the Millennial Falcon himself. That almost sounds like an Avengers name. Is Mr. Cole McNeely. What's up, Cole?
I really like that, Wayne. We got the News Ninja, we got the Millennial Falcon, and then we got Cam.
Oh.
I just feel like she needs a cool name.
Oh.
I don't know what it needs to be, but you need to come up with something. That's all I'm saying.
I will. I promise. I will. I will come up with something during the RNC, during the GOP convention. How's that?
I like it because we also got Black Beauty with Dana. There's just a lot of nicknames go around in camp.
Hey, buddy, you on tonight, ain't you? And then let me talk about the Starfighter. Oh no, that ain't gonna work for you, Cam. We're gonna talk about the angel from the West Coast, the lovely Cambry Nelson. What's up, Kay?
Oh, I got a lot of names, but I'll be quiet now. No, good to be here. Lots to talk about today. What a day. We shift from Donald Trump again over to...
What'd you say again?
I said we got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
And we what?
I said we shifted. Oh, y'all think I said a bad word. Y'all trying to set me up.
Hey, Cole. I thought Cole did it earlier.
You're hearing things, Wayne.
No, I'm not hearing things. I am not hearing things. I know I'm not hearing things. I know what I heard. Now, my name, yeah, that's right. And also joining the show is Hutch. Is the Hutch. Is the Godfather of War Radio, Mr. Hutch Bailey Jr. What's up, Hutch?
Good evening, Wayne. Good evening, Cam. Glad to be on the program. Cole didn't mention me, so I'm not,
you're on here. That's not my fault.
A special good evening to the RSBN chat room moderator. Keep it clean in there, folks.
I see.
Now you get to feel like what I feel like when the callers call in. So.
No, I'm good, man.
Yeah, well, look, we do have a lot to talk about. As you know, what happened in France is another terror attack, and all the details aren't in yet, but there was another terror attack in France. And our prayers go out to the families and the victims of that carnage that happened in France. And I really let me pan the panel and see what they say about it. But for me, I just want to wipe out. Well, again, there are no details yet. There are no major details from what I know. So I'm going to hold back on talking about laying out ISIS to be a playground. Well, actually, we should do that anyway. Whatever. But again, our prayers and thoughts go out to the families and victims. In Nice? Is that what it's? Nice. That's what I said, Hutch.
Just confirming you, brother.
Okay, my fault, man. My fault. Good. So, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about what you've seen already?
77 people dead.
77. It was 60 earlier.
I know, and it was 30 before that.
30, yeah.
Good Lord.
So, number keeps rising. Crazy, bad people in this world. And, people wonder why the right defends something like the Second Amendment so much. It's because we live in a world of predators, and that's the truth. There are people out there who want to hurt other people, want to kill other people for whatever the reason is. They're out there, and this is just another example of that. Whether this was, I don't know at this point if it was Islam or what it was, or it could just be a guy who had a rough week. Who knows what it is? But there's a lot of bad people out there. That's all I have to say on that. And if it is radical Islam, I think everybody probably knows what I'd say on that. So,
Cam?
I think we've already had some Islamic terrorist cells already, praising what has happened and claiming responsibility for it. It's come to a point, I think a lot of people agree, that it's time to wage war on ISIS. And we've had the opportunity to do this for some time, but the problem is we have one thing that's stopping us from actually waging war on ISIS, and that is the name Barack Obama. So it's time that NATO steps up and they come together and actually officially wage war on ISIS. But the problem is our own president is standing in the way from doing so. It's time we do something. We can't just sit back and talk about what is going on. It's disgusting. It is disturbing. They were, bless their hearts, now this is an attack by a vehicle. And it's sickening to me, and this isn't going to stop. It is absolutely not going to stop until we get serious about what is going on. And not only that, try to contain it as much as we possibly can in the other countries, but also it's time to really step up our game here in the United States of America, because it's going to happen here. It's already starting, and it's going to happen here. So we've got to do something. We've got to take some protective measures here in the United States and finally own up to what is really going on, call it by name, and let's do what we have to do before it gets absolutely out of control. It's not out of control yet. I don't think it's out of control yet, but we are just one step away from it being out of control unless the world comes together and calls it as it is. We have to wage war on ISIS, and we've got to do it yesterday.
And if I can say one more thing before Hutch goes, again, this is something with the left. After that happened in Orlando, they were calling for gun control. And this is just proof that the evil people in the world don't need guns. And this guy did end up having a gun, I think, but he used a car first. He used a van first, or a truck. So
Definitely. He got his hands on something, and France is the strictest country for having weapons. So
the point is,
really
the
shows
point
you.
is, terrorists don't care about your stupid laws. That's the point.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Cole, Hutch?
Well, the thing is we have to, and in all fairness, George W. Bush was no better than Barack Obama. Barack Obama was a little worse. But the first thing he did was come out and said that Islam is the religion of peace. What we have to do is educate our country on what Islam is. This is nothing new. And it's really, if you look in the, I had Eddie on that was on the program from Detroit.
Listen to that. Yeah.
And he basically said the same thing. It's either you either follow Islam or you don't. If you do follow it, then you're of this mindset. You might not be the person that sets off the bomb or drives the truck, but this is what you want. You want domination of the whole world. And this happened before, and we dealt with it before. It's called the Crusades. And until we realize what the enemy is, it's not ISIS. I mean, they keep saying ISIS, but it's not ISIS. ISIS is one group, one very small group in the Islamic world. They're all on the same page. It's not just the people that are in Syria that are coming out. These people are from all over. And they've tried to narrow it down to keep you focused on ISIS, to keep you from looking at the grand scheme of things, which is to take over Europe first and Israel, crush Israel, and then take America. The reason it's happening in France is because 7 to 10% of their population is now Muslim. And I could be off on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the reality that we're soon going to have to face. I don't know if we're going to do it in my lifetime, but if we don't, like Cam said, you'll be seeing Nice somewhere in the United States very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree, here on War Radio. We are America Radio. No, Cole?
You're listening to the Wayne Dupree Show on We Are America Radio.
That boy got it. Okay, so I practiced that, and I can't do it like that. You're listening okay, one more time.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
You're listening to the Wayne Dupree Show on We Are America Radio.
The ultimate gala spectacle.
That makes it even better.
You're listening to the Wayne Dupree Show on We Are America Radio. Yeah? Oh, okay.
That works.
All right, well, I ain't going to do it again. Forget it. My feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt. Cam, speak up.
I ain't even going to try because I just slang my R's.
I can see that now. You're listening to We Are.
No, it's not you are, because that's weird.
Y'all
are listening to We Are America Radio.
You are.
You are.
Grammar
that's
is weird.
I didn't learn that in elementary school in Texas.
Well, look, one thing that we did learn today is that we have a leader in waiting. We have a leader in waiting. We just need to get him into the White House. Donald Trump decided he was going to hold back his vice presidential pick tomorrow because of what happened in France. Hillary Clinton would have came out and announced it no matter what. I'm sure.
I'm kind of bummed about it. I really think this is an opportunity that Donald Trump could have said, listen, I'm going to announce my vice president. We're going to get on that stage and we're going to show this country exactly what a Trump presidency would look like starting today. That's what I wish he would have done tomorrow. I understand that he wants to respect people, but this is the time where they could stand out because we know that we don't have a president. He should have already come out. He should have said something other than just a statement. This would have been a prime opportunity for Donald Trump and his vice president, whether we like the guy or not, to stand up and show leadership in the United States and what a Trump presidency would look like. I wish he would have followed through with actually going through with the announcement tomorrow, because one thing we cannot do is show these terrorists that anytime they do something that we are going to stop. And we're going to stop doing what we are doing. This is the time that we got to stand up to the terrorists, whether it's a good situation, whether it's a bad situation. So I wish he would have jumped on the opportunity for it. But I understand his reasonings, but I think he could have really used this to his benefit right now because the world would have been watching. And the words coming out of his mouth, I guarantee you, would have been so powerful. And we would have seen a glimpse of the Donald Trump and his vice president that's in a very powerful moment, where everyone's vulnerabilities and hearts are broken, having to witness and see what has happened over in France.
Check this out. I think you just want to know who it was.
No.
Because honestly, I think it was a great move. I do. I really think it was a great move because the media has been trying to pick form in the last 18 hours. The media has been The media's put out a whole lot of stuff. We've talked.
If they're wrong, man,
I know. But
after all of those different agencies lined up for Pence, if they're wrong, man.
Yeah. Even Drudge is going to be out to dry. And I tell you right now, I bet you dollars of donuts, and I got that from Casey. I bet you dollars of donuts that he changed his pick. That he's going to change his pick.
He might. I mean, that would be a story in itself. I think that's the reason he didn't go forward, because he knows if he does that, the media is going to shift right off of Paris. I think he wants it to stay on Paris.
Why not?
Because that's his strength.
That's his strength. Exactly. That's his strength. And he's been telling everybody, he's been telling the world, he's been telling the United States of America we need to defeat ISIS. He's going to try to do it as quick as possible, but he needs to get into the White House. And don't take this the wrong way, but it's set up for him to take control of this issue because Barack Obama is inviting black terrorists into the White House for tea and crumpets and probably a little foot massage. But I mean, with what Barack Obama is, with what Donald Trump is doing right now, he's showing his leadership. He's not going to use this crisis as a bump. He doesn't need to. And now we go back to what he said he was going to do in the first place. Remember, he said he wasn't going to announce it until inside the GOP convention. You remember when he said that? He said he was going to announce his VP pick during the GOP convention. Now he can do it.
Yeah.
Now he can do it.
I wonder if that's the plan now. And at that point, again, it makes the person wonder if he's going to shift, because there was an awful lot of backlash today.
A lot of backlash
with the Pence pick.
A lot.
I mean, you wonder if that's the case. But I see both sides of it, because I see how he could capitalize on this by coming out anti-terror. This is what we're going to do. But at the same time, I think he's going to play the game where we got to make sure the American people get, the full idea of what's going on in the world. Mm-hmm. That they don't shift this back to, Mike Pence making a stupid comment 30 years ago. That's what I think he's trying to avoid with that, because he even said I think it was on O'Reilly tonight, he was talking about 60 Minutes on Sunday, and he said, well, I'm sure they'd prefer to do something on the terrorist attacks than me. And I think that's what, honestly, he would prefer, so the American people would wake up and realize what's going on in the world and that they're very real threats. I mean, that we can't ignore anymore. I mean, there's two sides of it, and I think it probably was a difficult discussion within the Trump campaign to decide which. Caller, what's your name and where are you from?
My name's Luke. I'm from Georgia, Noonan.
Luke, what do you want to talk about?
I'm not able to listen to everything you guys are talking about currently. I just know everything the state of affairs is kind of pretty much common thread across the United States, and it's because not only is not everybody involved, but everybody is just informed. Nobody really has a clear mind unless they're there, and it didn't used to be the matter. We used to get a public opinion before things got presented to us on our home front, and it used to be a situation where you actually had a kind of temporary warning of how long people had to go before they had to either apologize or make a statement, and a little bit of, just like when getting an argument with your wife, walk away for a little bit and then clear your mind and talk. Now everybody's just so instantaneously got to judge the opinion on everything.
Well, that's what Luke, we appreciate your call, and again, that is also a reflection of the fact that we live in this social media world where everything is a click away. I mean, that's a reality of that also, that everybody makes a judgment super quickly. Again, think about 20 years ago how different everything would have been with this, with a vice presidential pick, if you didn't have social media and that type of thing. You wonder what, if this exact situation happened in 1990 or something like that, what would have happened at that point. But caller, what's your name? Where are you from?
This is Eddie calling from Detroit.
Oh, we lost him. Sorry about that. Yeah. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Erica from Florida.
Hi, Erica. What do you want to talk about real quick?
About the VP pick, I honestly think Trump was just messing with all of us. and it's actually going to be Chris Christie.
Oh, all right, Eric. Thanks a lot.
And the more I thought about it today, because I was kind of disappointed with Mike Pence, but the more I thought about it, if you actually look at Don Jr.'s tweet 4 hours ago, he said that it was actually down to 3 people. And then when Donald Trump was interviewed with Greta and Bill O'Reilly, he said that he actually respects Mike Pence, but he highly respects Newt Gingrich and Governor Chris Christie. Now, this is the first time I've ever heard him talk about Chris Christie as the VP.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, Trump is a very loyal person and doesn't trust a lot of people. And Mike Pence, he just met him. And
yeah. I have to agree with
Chris Christie for 15 years, and he's the first one that endorsed them.
I agree with you, and thank you so much for calling, Erica. We've seen a lot of chatter today. A lot of people are coming in and saying that there are fake heads going out, but as we can see, that we have Fox News has actually been following Pence, and apparently he has landed in New Jersey as of this moment. So, all right, caller, where are you calling in from? State your name.
Hello, it's Johan.
Hey, Johan, how you doing?
Guten Abend, guten Tag, depends where you are. I kind of got a little bit slow here, but I would like to thank you for everything that you guys doing. It's amazing. I know Wayne is very busy. I want to get to the point here. This spectacle with the Hillary Clinton and Bernard is just amazing. You know, it's like a deaf man looking at the blind man, and the blind man asking deaf man, "Hey, buddy, how was the movie?" You know. It's just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you're looking at this and you cannot make this up. I mean, you know, and especially when it comes with the Lynch, I mean, your money is working on the place. I mean, she's taking, you know, what about this? Just take a fifth, walk away, and just leave the people alone, you know? But I want to get something here. By the way, there's more than 80 people dead already in France and Paris. Just to want to let you know.
Is it 80?
Yeah, it's coming to 80. There's more than 100 injured. By the way, there was a truck. This was a premeditated attack. There's a lot of information coming out. I'm going to put some links later on for you guys, but you can always find out as well.
Thank you, Johan.
As well, I noticed that in the United States yesterday, over here it's already, you know, it's almost literally 3:30 in the morning. Yesterday in the Brussels, the situation that happened, I noticed that in the U.S. media, nothing was saying that, and there's a reason for that is because probably they, you know, worry about the, you know, Hillary Clinton, you know, moving her head so quick like a giraffe doing a split in the middle of nowhere.
Bobblehead.
But have you seen giraffe doing a split?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, there's an old saying in the Arabic, may the 1,000 fleas be upon you. Let me tell you something. Those fleas will fly towards her. They will fly back. Say, I want to go back to the camel because I don't want nothing to do with her. The situation is so severe. And I want to make something very interesting here when it comes to VP and when it comes to other situations. I noticed we have very good friends on the RSBN. They're very smart. Stop worrying about the VP, okay? Let it just work with it itself. You know, this gossiping, who is going to be, Pence and all. Just let it be.
You know, Johan, you're right. It is something of a sideshow. And thank you for your call. We have a guest coming on here shortly. But, you know, I think that the reason they're making such a big deal of the VP position is just because of the nature of Trump. Anything that they say about Trump gets them 10 million more viewers.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Ladies and gentlemen, you listen to the Wayne Dupree Show. I'm your host, Wayne Dupree. And as a matter of fact, we have a special guest calling in a few minutes. I'm talking about Mr. Dinesh D'Souza. And, you know, something that we have been consistently, purposely doing over the past couple of past month, I guess, is going after Hillary Clinton. We're going after Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump needs our help, but he doesn't need our help in the way of tweeting out his stuff for right now. He needs help in going after Hillary Clinton. You know why? Because, well, don't get me wrong. I think you should still tweet out Donald Trump stuff, but you should focus more on slamming Hillary Clinton. Okay. Now, I know that's backwards from what I had said during the campaign when I used to tell people, listen, If you support your candidate, then you promote your candidate and don't worry about anything else. That was so that we weren't hurting each other. I want Hillary Clinton damaged on her record. I want people to go after her with reckless abandon. When you wake up, Hillary, I gotta put this out. Okay, that's what I want. That's what the News Ninja wants. He wants everybody to find as much stuff as you can about this woman. Believe me, it's 30 years worth of stuff, 40 years worth of stuff, all the way back to Watergate and before that. If you listen to Dolly Kyle, Hillary was shredding stuff at Chelsea's elementary school to show that Chelsea had never been to a private school. And you really got to be a devilish woman to do something like that. You have really got to be mince pie. What's that? Is it mince pie? Minced pie?
Mince meat.
Mince meat? You really got to be mince meat pie to do something like that. Hillary Clinton is and the whole Democratic Party. The whole Democratic Party. They're treacherous, man. They're treacherous.
They've been taken over. It's an absolute abomination.
And conservatives have been letting them
do everything they want to do.
Yes.
That's one of the things that drew me to Trump.
Hi, I'm Silken Satin, and I'm from RSBN TV. I'm watching you, and we're doing comments on your show.
Thank you, dear. What's your name?
I'm Silken Satin.
So concerned?
Silken Satin.
Oh, Silken Satin. Okay, all right. And all right.
And I just want to say that I think Donald Trump made the right call today by postponing his announcement for the VP. I think he was acting very presidential.
I think so too. I think so
and
too.
We love your show.
Well, thank you, dear. And just for that, you can call in anytime you want to.
Okay, thank you.
You know, Wayne, I was listening to Newt Gingrich on Hannity today, and he said something pretty interesting. He said, Donald Trump is going to handle this. He can't wait to get in there as a manager. And he kept reiterating how this guy puts everything together and builds buildings 60 stories high. Can you imagine what he's going to do for the machinations of the government? And I'm thinking, that's the kind of guy we need right now. Somebody that can come in there and say, all right, you know what? There are way too many bosses in this agency. We're going to cut them by 35%. He's going to do stuff like that.
I hope so. I do. I hope so. I hope that he tears. I hope he reams every agency, and I know he's going to need help. But I mean, I hope that he does at least 3/4 of the stuff that he's promised. I will even settle for half, as long as that wall gets put up. That can you start to see the construction on that wall? I can.
Oh yeah, I can see
I think everybody would volunteer to do it for free.
Yeah, I think so.
Construction. I don't think anybody would even need to get paid for it. Say, how much is it going to cost to do this?
Yep.
Pay for the equipment, pay for all the stuff that you need, but everyone would be donating themselves and their time to get that sucker done. They'd work around the clock 24 hours a day.
Oh, yeah.
And tomatoes would go up 25 cents a pound, and Mexico would pay for it. It's amazing the amount of produce that comes across the border. And if you touch that just a little bit, Mexico would, in fact, pay for it.
I think so.
We'd pay for it, too, but I don't know. Forget that.
Lord, bro. I mean, if there's one thing that we have to continue doing, we have to continue slamming Hillary Clinton. We got to. We have to. That is our number one goal. Going after her and helping Donald Trump is our charge. That's our charge to do. And that's something that, again, we must wake up thinking about doing it and go to bed thinking about doing it. Okay? Because our country is so needed right now for patriots and warriors. We don't have time for tissue paper feelings. We do not have time for tissue paper feeling adults. We need people that are going to stand up and fight. And like I said before, if you can't stand up and fight, move aside. Okay? Move aside. I won't feel bad. Just move aside. And then watch people work. Never Trump, stay on the sidelines.
All 12 of you.
Yeah, stay on the sidelines. We don't care. Sparkles from North Dakota, I think. Go.
Yeah, this is Sparkles from North Dakota.
Go real quick.
The real quick thing is, I have a brother that lives in France, and he's been there back and forth because of jobs. And there are people there because there's no jobs in the United States. And I'm glad that Mr. Trump canceled his vice president announcement tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need to wait and see what Americans have been killed in this tragedy today. So I respect his decision to do that.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Sparkles. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to try something here. I don't know if this is going to work, but Christopher and Josh, turn your radios down.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
Josh?
Yeah?
Turn your radio down too.
Radio?
You have your
Whatever
radio
you're
on?
listening on.
Okay. Christopher, we're waiting on Christopher to turn his radio down. Ladies and gentlemen, we have two youngsters here that listen to the show. One is 13, one is 14. I think Christopher, you're 13, right?
No, 14.
14. Josh, you're 13, right?
Yep.
Okay. Josh is from Massachusetts. Christopher is from Hawaii. And Hawaii, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of them are more in tune to politics than some of these liberal snot-nosed adults out here that don't care anything about this country. Both of these young men I admire. I've never met them, and maybe one day I will. But both of these young men call into the show, they listen to the show, and then they call into the show, and then they give their input on what they're seeing on the ground. And hopefully, when they get finished, I'm going to give them a minute to say what they have to say, and when they get finished, if they're online, then I want them to give out their 13, 14. We'll hold off on that yet. Christopher, what do you want to say real quick?
I was wondering if you guys knew that Nigel Farage is going to the GOP convention, along with Geert Wilders, or however you say his name, or something like that.
Yeah. He's going to speak. What do you think about that?
I'd love to hear him.
Yeah. Do you think that he's going to fire up the delegates, Nigel Farage?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Josh? What do you want to talk about real quick?
Trump's vice president.
Vice president. Who do you think?
It's going to be Newt Gingrich.
Newt, okay. All right.
But I want it to be Chris Christie, because I think Chris Christie's best for that.
How about you, Christopher? Who do you think is going to be the vice presidential pick?
I'm guessing Christie, because was it Cam or something? Someone said that he's like loyal.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Okay. All right.
I got a homework assignment for you guys. Go look up Chris Christie's record on appointing judges. Just saying, just look at the facts. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. And gun control. Just a homework assignment for the next time you call in.
Yeah.
Well, look, y'all both take it easy, and y'all can call it anytime you want to on the show. Only once a night, though. Okay, only once a night. But thank you so much, and I'm sending you a virtual hug out, and hope to talk to y'all real soon. Okay. Christopher and Josh, ladies and gentlemen, one from Hawaii, one from Massachusetts.
Summertime, and Hutch is over here giving them homework.
I saw that. You're a hard taskmaster, man.
How amazing this is. That young man
Both of them.
Josh, but Josh came out and he brought up Nigel Farage, a member of Parliament in England, and Geert Wilders from the Netherlands. I mean, that's amazing to me. You're on the right track, young man. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
I agree. So the Rules Committee was today. From what we heard, there was a little disagreement going on, and it looks like they took care of that. As a matter of fact, I watched them for like 2.5 hours this afternoon. Kind of fell asleep on them. I don't think I could be sitting in that seat talking about no rules. My only rule is just do the right thing. I don't want to spend all 4 like 8 hours or something like. And they're going to be there tonight, all the way until Saturday morning with these rules thing. I ain't got time for all that.
Rules.
I ain't got time for all that, man.
What is it? 28 people can come out and then they have to have a vote in the whole. I don't understand all the rules, but that's the way I was looking at it today. If they get 28 votes, they can bring a rule change to the full House of Delegates or something. I don't know, caller, what's your name and what do you want to talk about?
Well, I wanted to talk about the Rules Committee today. I was watching it.
What's your name?
Kathy.
Kathy from
Michigan.
Hi, Kathy. Go ahead.
Oh, well, they took a vote on Rule 12, I guess it was. I guess it was pretty important because they put up all the other rules.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yep.
You saw that?
Yep, I did. I saw it.
They went behind closed doors for like 4 hours, and when they came out, it was voted down, and they were holding up no Trump signs.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah, I saw it on C-SPAN. I watched it on C-SPAN.
Yeah, I watched it too. And tomorrow, I guess, is the vote on Rule 16, where they can become the minority vote, whatever that's. I guess that's where they got to have 28 people.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Well, they only had 23 people today that stood up. So I doubt if they'll have any more than that for the minority vote.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for your call.
Have a good night.
Thank you, dear. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Wayne Dupree Show. I am your host, Wayne Dupree, and let me see here. Let me see what's going on with our guest. Interrogated. What do y'all think about our youngsters again?
Oh, impressive, man.
I love it. I absolutely love it because, especially for Christopher in Hawaii, he could be out at the beach right now. I mean, he could be doing stuff with his friends. I mean, and he's at, they're both, these kids are at home at nighttime listening, they're learning, they're educating themselves. And not only that, I can't even imagine the conversations that, these kiddos have with their friends because they're so intelligent. And they got great parents. All I have to say is they've got great and wonderful parents to raise their children like that.
Josh and Chris, make sure to go check out ColemanEaly.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing to the stage here on the Wayne Dupree Show a friend of mine. We've had him on the show a few times. I think last time we sat, well, actually it was at CPAC, but the last time before that, we sat down and had a great interview at the Republican Leadership Conference in New Orleans. In New Orleans a couple years ago. But he's a married man now. Yes, he is, and I'm happy for him for that. But he has a movie coming out that hopefully each one of you will go and see and share and see again and share even more. I'm talking about Mr. Dinesh D'Souza. Hello, how are you?
Hey, it's good to be on the show.
I'm so glad to have you back, and I'm looking forward to this movie, man. I'm looking forward to you breaking it down. If the whole movie is like the trailer, you have got a hit. I'm not playing. I am not playing.
The trailer is, I must say, it's only the tiniest of glimpses at the movie. And by the way, if I may mention, our website is Hillary'sAmericaTheMovie.com, so you can go there and watch the trailer. The trailer gives a little window into some of the things in the movie. But yes, the movie, because it's 90 minutes, allows us to tell a completely new story of American politics. And you'll see the Democratic Party and Hillary. We think we know Hillary, but after this movie, you'll see her in a new light.
Dinesh, I also have my co-host tonight, Miss Cambry Nelson, Mr. Cole McNeely, and Hutch Bailey Jr. And actually, we're going to be on your red carpet on Sunday. We're going to come check it out, check out this movie, and when we leave, I hope that we're going to be missionaries for your movie. But yeah, they're on the line right now. Cam.
Hey, congratulations on getting married, and I have to tell you, your daughter is absolutely precious. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Debbie and I are newlyweds. We're in our 4th month of marriage. I do have a 21-year-old daughter, and she's in college, so those are the 2 girls who are very important in my life.
She's absolutely precious. One of the things I want to ask you, I know you just had, one of your releases here in LA, and with all this coming out, I think America can say, because at first when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh my Lord, Dinesh, we just got to pray a hedge of protection around this man, because you know who we're dealing with. We're dealing with the Clintons. But what have you received on the Democratic side, because this is the most perfect time for these movies to come out, because it looks like the world is falling down around Hillary Clinton. But are you getting any feedback from Democrats that may have possibly pre-screened it or have said, hey, I want to see the movie? Has that come around by any chance?
So we did our premiere on Monday in Los Angeles, and obviously that was mainly conservatives, but we showed it in the historic Chinese theater in Los Angeles, and there were some people from the theater, including a couple of black guys who were just working there, and they were testing out the movie the morning before we played it that night, and they watched about a half of it. And it completely discombobulated them. One of them actually came up to me and commended me. He just goes, you've just kind of forced me to go back to ground zero, because a lot of things that I thought I knew were true and I took for granted, I now have to rethink. I've been kind of sold a bill of goods is what he was implying. And I think our movie is very powerful in rallying conservatives, unifying the Republican Party, but it's even more powerful in flummoxing the Democrats and in showing Hispanics and African Americans that a part of the history that's told to them is actually quite bogus.
Mr. D'Souza, maybe if you could get a little closer to the mic. There's some people in the audience that can't hear you. But I did a piece today on the era of political repression in America, 2010 to 2016. And I wonder if you could, in the rare event that someone in the audience doesn't already know, explain the trials and tribulations that you went through the last couple years by speaking out in the government using different tactics to silence you.
Well, in a very small nutshell, I committed a violation of the campaign finance laws by giving $20,000 of my own money to a candidate who was running for the Senate in New York. This was a college friend of mine. I gave in a well-meaning way. I didn't intend to break the law. I obviously didn't intend to benefit from this in any way. The candidate herself didn't even know. Now, no American has been sent to prison or locked up as a result of doing what I did. But I was sentenced to 8 months of overnight confinement in a federal facility on the Mexican border in Southern California. Now, interestingly, they put a whole bunch of FBI agents on my case. They tried to encourage my assistant to wear a wire. They were reading my books, going through my bank statements and my tax returns. I can assure you that if I had done what Hillary did, which is expunge evidence, delete my emails, that kind of thing, I would be doing this interview right now probably from a maximum security facility.
My God. That's out of this world. I can't believe that in America today. Cole?
Well, yeah, and I want to get back to your movie a little bit and exactly what it's going to be on. I go to Hillsdale College, actually, so I don't know your nephew extremely well, but I'm friendly with him. But I know when I talked to him at CPAC how in depth this movie goes with the Clintons, because he was talking about how you guys went so deep into every book and know everything about the Clintons, essentially. What do you think some of the most fascinating things you learned about the Clintons are?
Well, with my movie on Obama 4 years ago, what I tried to do is get to the soul of the man and try to figure out, this is who this guy is, and if I'm right, this is what he will do. And I made really specific predictions about Obama, like he'll double the national debt. He will undermine our allies and help our enemies. So you can just go back and watch that movie, and then you can see over the subsequent 4 years that the things I said about Obama are things that he has actually proceeded to do. So similarly, here in this movie, we get the goods on Hillary, and we get to the soul of Hillary, and we also get to the motives of Hillary. I mean, this nonsense that she was just negligent, she overslept and didn't take the 3 a.m. phone call at Benghazi, and she was careless, and that's how she set up this independent private email server. This doesn't make any sense. This woman has been in public life all her life. She knew exactly what she was doing, and she had a motive for doing it. And we exposed that motive in the movie. Now, the movie isn't just about Hillary.
Yeah,
it's also about progressivism and the Democratic Party, and we exposed them too.
And that's where I was going to go with the next question, because in 2007, when I left the Democratic Party and I started reading a whole lot more, I did not know that the Democratic Party was responsible for the KKK. It was the terrorist wing of the KKK. When I saw that in your movie, I was like, oh, this is like he's going full throttle here. He's gonna really explain a whole lot about the Democratic Party. And that's why I think it's very important. No, actually, how important is this movie for people to share with people just other than the conservative movement?
Today we all are much more powerful than we think. Today, through social media, we all have influence that we didn't have before. And you might say, well, gee, I only have 100 friends on Facebook. Well, yeah, but those guys each have 100 friends on Facebook. So suddenly we can multiply our influence, and all of us have become almost little publishers if we seek to be that. So the way to help us is to go see the movie and encourage your friends to see it opening weekend, which is next weekend, the weekend of the 22nd of July, in between the Republican and the Democratic convention. The reason it's important to see it opening weekend is we're going to open in a whole bunch of theaters, 1,500 theaters across the country. But if we do well that weekend, we'll be in even more theaters the following weekend. So if you want to get this movie to Democrats, independents, you want to make it the movie that everyone is talking about, and helping us to have a big opening weekend is the best way to put fuel in our rocket.
So where can people find out where your opening is for in the upcoming weekend? On the website?
An easy way to do that is just to go to Hillary'sAmericaTheMovie.com. That's the website of the film, Hillary'sAmericaTheMovie.com. Now, currently, there are about 700 theaters already booked around the country, but we're adding dozens of them every day. So by the middle of next week, we'll have 1,500 theaters, and I guarantee you the movie will be within driving distance of wherever you are. So if you don't see it up there now, don't panic. Just keep returning to the website, Hillary'sAmericaTheMovie.com, and you'll be able to find and see this movie.
Well, we're gonna have you sit down with us on Tuesday so that we can talk a little bit more. We're gonna check out the movie on Sunday evening in Cleveland, and then we're gonna talk to you and give our review. As a matter of fact, we're gonna sit down with you and talk a little bit more face to face at the GOP convention, and I'm really looking forward to that. Give that website out again, Dinesh.
The website is Hillary'sAmericaTheMovie.com. Hey, guys, I'm excited for you to see it, and I'm looking forward to talking to you next week and hearing what you have to say about it.
Thank you so much, Dinesh. We'll see you in a couple of days.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Dinesh D'Souza here on the Wayne Dupree Show. Sorry about the audio. He's in meetings. He's going in and out and back and forth, but we will have him at the table. Hopefully around 5:15 on Tuesday afternoon. He's going to be sitting down with us. You'll be able to watch him live on RSBN.TV. and listen to him. If you're mobile, you can listen to him through our War Radio app and our Spreaker app. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a fast hour. And I want to thank all the callers that called in. I want to thank everybody that tuned in to listen to the show. Tomorrow night is going to be the end of this week, and then we're going into GOP week. And for those that contributed it,
off the end.
Contributed.
There you go.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all it is?
That's all it is.
Contributed.
They did good, didn't they?
Contributed. Okay. All right.
Contributed.
Now that's country. That's country. We are going. If you want to watch our coverage, and it's going to be nonstop coverage. If you want to watch the coverage, you can watch it on the Right Side Broadcasting Network, RSBN.TV, or the Conservative Treehouse. They're going to have it.
Oh, really?
Or WayneDupree.com or NewsNinja2012.com. Or we'll be also sharing it on Twitter and Facebook. So you'll be able to watch it in all of those spots. And thank the contributors for allowing this to happen, because they are sending our War Radio team to Cleveland to cover. And we ask your prayers, too. We ask your prayers because, we know some people are worried about us, and they tell us every day, and they say that they're going to pray for us and stuff. What you need to do, you need to pray for them, because Cam is going with us, and she ain't taking no stuff off of nobody. But we appreciate the prayers, and we look forward to providing you with the best coverage possible while we are there. Before we go, Cam, how can people reach out to you on social media?
You can reach out to me on Twitter at Cam, KAMVTV.
Hutch
Bailey Jr. on Facebook, Berg's Eye View on Twitter. Can't wait for the convention. See you tomorrow night.
And Cole.
You can find me on Twitter at Cole McNeely, and check out ColeMcNeely.com. And listen to The Cole McNeely Show on We Are America Radio.
You had to rub that in, didn't you?
I did.
I was going to try it, but I ain't going to try it now because you did it.
Pluggy plug.
Okay, so, wow. Germany said it was, Johan said it was 80 dead? Really? 80 dead.
80 dead, and we're now getting reports that there's a possible another terrorist attack in Paris, France. So, breaking news, Paris was just attacked. It is just not stopping. And it is, the 15th there? The Day of Rage.
Yeah, you know what? I was wondering if there was...
I forgot about talking about that.
I was wondering if there was, we'll be talking about it tomorrow, but I was wondering if there was some coincidences between what they're doing and this. That
Today's
they're planning
Bastille
over here.
Day.
Right.
Or yesterday was, whatever the time lag is.
Okay. All right. Well, you can catch me on Twitter. Brooklyn Hudson, I see you out there. Pam C, I see you out there too. Right Side Broadcasting Moderator, you're doing such a great job. I know you are. Dixie Gray, Megan, Melissa, I feel like this romper room. Dwayne, Caleb, Dano. Thank you all. I'm giving everybody virtual hugs, actually, to tell you the truth. We can't do this without you, and we thank you for joining us tonight. Don't forget, when the show's over, share what you watched or share what you listened to, please. That's the only way we can get our show out, get our information out. And we look forward to talking to you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all have a great night.